Good morning, Babak.
Hi, good morning, Singh. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Just in train, going back home.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Are you able to get any feedback from the people?
Top two who came back to me and said they're gonna let me know. And
Okay.
I pinged another three twice now, so we'll wait. And pinged them also on LinkedIn.
Okay. Okay. So I think from the panel topics, do we want to do some write up and maybe we can review it, or maybe you want to do that?
So the panel topic, I proposed broadly IT efficiency. I'm waiting to see who is responding so I can formulate the panel based on expertise. So I've pinged a broad spectrum of people, one in software, one in sort of IT, the standards, best practices. So I've one in a company that does instrumentation for measurements. So, we have a bunch of different people. Let's see who replies. And based on that, I'll try to formulate the panel.
Okay. Okay. I think we have some time. I believe 1 more week. So
yeah, we have a few days.
Yeah.
I'm going on vacation end of next week anyway, so it has to be done by next week. So.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm also kind of out after 21st.
Yeah.
Right. I think we will submit. We will submit it before we leave that way.
I mean, the Workstream will submit anyways, so it's
Right.
just a matter of some other panel.
Yeah. And I believe I was hoping Sadas could be able to attend either this week or next week. I sent him note just today.
Okay.
I'm trying to see whether he he also have
Did
any.
he confirm for today or
no? I
okay.
sent a note just today, so hopefully we can make it. At least a response through email, right? I think he is doing a lot of research in that area. If we can some new areas that he's doing. If we can able to present, that will be good too, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think also I was kind of waiting for Sadas to join one of the calls so that we can finalize the roadmap. That's why if we can get him next week, let us put together some roadmap and say this is what we want to achieve in the performance per energy. That is the person, right? The other one I'm kind of trying to see what is the next area we would like to put in the bucket, because this area looks like we are not getting a lot more attendance, even though people are kind of interested. They're waiting for somebody to put all the details, right?
It may be related to the political activities these days, right? So,
right.
Elon Musk was very upset because the bill basically gutted all the electrical subsidies, right?
Right.
I wrote an article, by the way, before this all happened last week in our scientific community. It's a ACM special interest group on architecture, SIGARCH. We have a blog. I wrote a blog about this increase in consumption, which is 16% for up to 2030. International Energy Agency just released a report a couple of weeks ago. So I posted one of their graphs in there. And it looks like the numbers all match because Goldman Sachs also had reported a 16% increase earlier this year. And Goldman Sachs reported that 20% of this all will be in AI by 2030, but the International Energy Agency now says 30% of it will be from AI. So, they're basically in the ballpark.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I think the question is, where is this additional energy is going to come, right? Is it coming from nuclear, or is it some other mechanisms, right?
Yeah, that's what I wrote. Basically, it's like it's all about where it comes from and where you're going to host it, right? Also, if you host it in Texas or Saudi Arabia, PUE of 1.4 is already pretty good. So you'll be not only using fossil fuel to feed it, but you'll also spend a lot more electricity trying to cool it. Malaysia is in the same sort of ranks, because Malaysia also has most of their supply comes from fossil fuel, from coal.
So do you have any division from training versus the inference? Like, the training things could be probably put in energy efficient locations compared to inference, right?
I think that most of electricity is now going into inference, because these models are slowly, we're running out of data. So the models are sort of getting to the point where they're super useful. And in inference, there's plenty of inference, right? There are a lot of blogs that write about the sort of load on inference is pretty high. So
yes, even that.
I mean, inference needs a lot less GPU, right? So you can train the latest models. If you take the big models, 16,000 H100s, you can run inference in the same model at a 128 A100s, previous generation. But because the load is so high, that makes up for the whatever you saved in electricity.
Right. Okay. I think
the
even
load is pretty high.
Given there are multiple levels of inference, where one might require a lot more CPU, GPUs, and other things, and one might be lower, and if they can orchestrate and categorize where it need to run based on the power. And also latency is important also, right?
Yeah, it's still fluctuating. I think there's not a lot of clarity as to how big these models need to be for the same output. So that's going to take some time. But the thing is that the most valued companies in the world, they're putting all their money into it. So they're gonna spend the energy.
Right.
Because there's a lot of money.
I think probably from our side, metric side, right? I'm trying to say, like, is there any way to quantify the different inference versus some categories on, like, we want to drive the improvement, right? Unless we can able to measure some of those things, then people can compare and say, like, hey, how much I'm having it here this year and next year and so on, right? And they can make an adjustment on improvement.
Yeah, it's a good question. Hugging Face is trying to do this, right? They have this Energy Star program.
Right.
Maybe we can invite them to join us.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, it has to be done in a deployed environment. It's not something you can do in an academic machine room.
Right. It becomes more complex than you need to have the complete.
So there were these Microsoft guys. I don't know what happened to them. I mean, it would be really good for us to be in touch with them so that they give us numbers, because they had their own work stream. Yeah,
I know.
Is there any way to reconnect with them?
That's probably, let's see whether we can get some push. Maybe what I would do is I would talk with the sustainability lead as well as the OCP leads, because they have a regular meeting with all the companies. Maybe we should reach out to them so that they can put a word there and say, like, hey, what you guys are really interested in metrics, right? I think it'll be good to have different companies. What are the metrics you want to drive, and can we get some unification? At least can they come and present it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're not.
I was actually surprised that these guys presented those numbers because I haven't seen any of these companies. We've been trying to get numbers from the companies, and these guys have been pretty quiet. But the Microsoft guys seem to be quite forthcoming with those numbers they ran.
Yeah, I think we need probably some push from the OCP staff side, right? Then at least we can see what is at least going on, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good point. I think let me talk to the OCP staff and see like what they can do. But at the end of the day, without the data center management guys support, right? We are not going to make some progress, right? I think it will be good to get them aligned. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Anything else you have, Babak, for us to discuss today?
Say again.
Do you have any other topics that you have
No,
in
I'm
mind?
good. I'm good. I'm just trying to ping people for the panel.
Okay.
I don't have anything else yet.
Okay.
But next week I'll be on the way to Japan, so I won't be able to make it. But if Sadas can sort of give us some feedback by email, that would be good as to what he's up to.
Okay. So do you want me to create a folder or a document, a Google document, so that we can exchange the abstract details?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
You're doing that for the Workstream. I'll create one, or you want to have it everything in one place?
Yeah, we can put it everything in one document.
All right.
Then you can edit it and.
You can go ahead and do that, and I'll let me get feedback back from the people I invited, and then I'll go ahead and write an abstract for the panel.
Okay. Okay. So then basically I put two topics. One is the Workstream update. The other one is panel.
IT panel on IT efficiency, and I'll formulate it. Yeah.
Yeah, and if Sadas can able to create a separate presentation on any additional research, then that also fine.
Or I can invite Sadas to be on the panel too.
So. Right. So it's depending on how it's going to hold, but at least we need to get some feedback. So if you will not able to make next Friday, right? That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be in Japan. I'm next Friday, and then I'm on vacation for a week, and then the following week I'll be at a conference, and I'm going to be it's going to be midnight for me anyways in Japan. I'll be in Japan for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what I will do is I will still host a meeting if Sadas is able to join, and I will get a confirmation from him. Let us submit the abstract next week before whenever you have time.
Okay. It's
then I believe
the deadline. The deadline is
June 16th, the Monday, the following Monday.
The following Monday. Okay, good. We have a little bit of time. All right.
Yeah. And I may cancel next. I think following 3 or 4 weeks. I'm also traveling. I will be back in India for at least a couple of months.
You're going to be attending Singapore. You're going to make it to Singapore?
No, I'm not able to make it to Singapore.
Okay.
I'm probably like need to skip that and go back and have some family things going on.
Okay.
So I would probably host maybe every other week rather than every week. After like 2 or 3 weeks from now, I will send a note beforehand rather than on the day rate. So that way at least I can go back and block some dates so that we can meet. And if any, I believe the presentations will be due, I think, another month. So we do need to get that done. I think most of the things for the Workstream is already available based on the work we have done. Panel, I believe, does not require an abstract, and not it does not require the content, right? It just head charts and other things.
Just
probably easier. So then we'll also work through emails and meet maybe for 3 weeks from now, and then we can make some progress then.
Good. Well,
have a safe trip, Babak, and we're looking forward to seeing you maybe 3 weeks from now.
Sounds good. Great talking to you, Sammy. Yeah. Bye.
Okay. Goodbye.